we have Zach Hates YouTube, and he has been a member for 6 months, according to this. And he says, "What's up?" Now, before I get to doing my own "What's up," which is basically the best "What's up" that's ever been done by anyone, anywhere, anytime, ever. Before we get to that, there's another person who's going to bring up the "What's up." So I'm going to combine a couple of these super chats together. So thank you, Zach Hates YouTube. Doxological Thinker says, "Wake 'em up, Jake. Can we have Alex Jones do the "What's up" tonight?" You see here? So we got two guys bringing up the "What's up." So obviously that means if people like the "What's up" that much, it must be something that's bringing joy to people's lives, happiness to people's hearts. So for you guys tonight, I'm going to do first time ever, Alex Jones doing the "What's up." Just got to figure out how I'm going to do that real quick. Folks, as you know, Candace Owens, she's basically stabbed me in the back. She is showing her true colors. It's quite ridiculous. To be quite frank, she is a agent of Mossad. I don't see how it could be any other way about it, folks. She's proving to be a friggin' deep state. She's got to be working on behalf of the globalists. So what we're going to do tonight, we're not going to cry. We're not going to puke. We're going to let out a "What's up" war cry. That's right. A "What's up" war cry right here tonight. You might be asking yourself, well, what is a "What's up" war cry? I'm about to show you. About to show you all. About to show you globalists. Sons of bitches, what a real war cry sounds like. Yeah. So we're going to be saying goodbye to 2025, and we're going to be ringing in 2026 with a war cry that's damn sure going to scare off those friggin' globalists. It's going to scare the hell out of them. Are you ready, folks? Here it comes. The final war cry of 2025. Heading into 2026, the year where we beat these friggin' deep state globalist sons of bitches. What's up? Friggin' globalists. Up! What's up, globalist scum? As you can see, I'm the real Alex Jones. People might think this is CGI. This is real chest hair. You can't fake this. When I pull it out, it hurts. Ow! Ow! Son of a bitch. So I don't want to hear anyone saying that there's a new Alex Jones. I'm the same guy I've always been. I'm in really damn good shape. Oh, the things I do for super chats. Oh boy. And I totally put my shirt on inside out. Now I gotta take it off again. All right, let's settle down. Let's get serious. From now on, we're gonna have a serious show. No more goofing around. There you go. Giving you your money's worth tonight, you globalist sons of bitches. And me pulling off my shirt is going to make more sense very soon. All right. Doxological Thinker, thank you for the super chat and the comedic request. Hopefully, you found some joy in the Alex Jones Was Up, the first ever Alex Jones Was Up. All right, Trout Fishing at Hood Park sends a super sticker. Thank you very much, Trout Fishing at Hood Park. Let me check the watch page and see what the super sticker is. Looks like a video game controller saying woot. Woot, there it is. All right, thank you very much. Trout Fishing at Hood Park. And I don't know if you got my last email. I haven't checked my email lately, but I sent you an email thanking you for the package. I opened it on Christmas Day. Very generous of you, sir. I appreciate the package, and won't discuss too much about what was inside, but I will say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Trout Fishing at Hood Park. You are a hell of a guy. Heck of a guy. All right. I swear we got a good show tonight. I know it's New Year's and there's going to be people who have, parties to go to and boozing to get to. And, there's people who might be in Las Vegas going to watch the balls drop and they're going to go, yay, and all that shit. But to me, it's just another Wednesday. It's like the older you get, the less important all that shit becomes, right? So I'm going to keep doing my job as usual, breaking down the shenanigans on the world stage. Tonight we got Alex Jones feuding with Candace Owens. So stick around for that. LaFleur from the LaFleur Network, Shady Davy D says 100K in 2026. Subscribe at Jake the Awake. We'll see. We'll eventually get there, but it's a slow crawl. We're closing in on 91,000, and so who knows? It could happen. If I could get more people watching my non-football content, it would happen a lot faster. Here's the thing. I put out videos that have more truth than these other wannabe truthers, but the wannabe truthers get all the views. So Brian from High Impact Flicks, calling himself Disturbing Illusion or Here's the Deal or whatever he calls himself these days, he'll be like, hey guys, look at Erica Kirk's eyes. Erica has some really cool eyes. Let's look at them. And he'll get like 80,000 views. Where if I make a video saying like, oh, Erica Kirk is an actor and the whole thing is to make you think she's involved in her husband's death when the whole thing is a bunch of political theater. None of it actually happened. See, Brian won't tell you that. But if I tell you that, I'll get like 5,000 views. Speaking of Brian, I'm going to go over one of his videos and show you exactly what I'm talking about. A whole lot of clickbait going on with these characters, Candace Owens, Erica Kirk, the Charlie incident, a whole lot of clickbait. So I'm going to help you guys see through the bullshit, tell you what's really going down. Suffocation Vacation says, you can do it. Oh, thank you very much, Davey D and Suffocation Vacation. You guys are very positive, uplifting subscribers of the channel. You guys are awesome. I really do have the most awesome audience on YouTube. And the Norwegian Method says, congrats on another lap around the sun. Oh, yeah, because that's what's happening, right? We are going around the sun. Or is the sun going around you? It's my theory that we all see our own luminaries within our own virtual dome. And this place is more of like a virtual computer construct of sorts and not really what they tell us it is. So I don't believe that we go around the sun. I believe we all see our own sun. And you can prove this to yourself by looking into the equinox and how everybody will see a 90-degree east sunrise, 270 west sunset, basically no matter where you are on the earth. The only way to make that happen is if we're all seeing our own sun. All right. Thank you very much, Norwegian Method. I think we got one or two more, and then we're going to start the show officially. Get to our first clip. I really appreciate the generosity through the super chats. Before we even get the show started, I had probably three of them, three super chats just sitting, waiting for me. So I really appreciate the support, you guys. Krager says, good to see you tonight. Dinner soon, but check in later, brother. Enjoy your dinner. You can have me on in the background. My stuff is able to be digested, even if you don't see what's going on the screen. I do a good job of explaining it, I like to think. And so even if you're listening in the car or have me on in the background, as long as you got me on, that's all I ask. Watch the streams. Put them on like during long car rides before you go to bed at night. Take me along with you. Thank you, Krager. I appreciate the donation, buddy. And lint away air duct cleaning. Best damn air duct cleaning service this side of the Mississippi. And no, he didn't pay me to say that. Or did he? All right. And he says, Happy New Year. Your truth changed my life. So I have heard this before, and it never gets old when someone says that, you woke me up to this conspiracy, or you opened my eyes that the NFL was fake. That's one I hear the most nowadays. People will say, oh, you taught me that the NFL was fake, so now I don't waste my time on Sundays getting emotional and screaming at the TV. And now my Sundays are spent doing other more productive things. It never gets old. I love hearing that. That means I am making a difference in people's lives and in the world in general. So hell yeah, thank you. Lint away air duct cleaning. I'm glad I could help bring change into your life. Positive, truthful change done through the power of Kamada. Kamada? The hell? All right. I think that's all of them. I think I caught up on all of them. All right. Let me make sure I'm all caught up and we'll get started. One. You can do it. Yep. Okay. Super chats out of the way for now. Okay. So I wanted to start by showing you guys another guy's video. And people would say that this guy, Brian, is a truther. But I want to point out this guy, Brian, and he's used several different channel names. So I'll show them to you, and you might recognize him. He strays away from telling the full truth, and he tends to lead you down the alternative right-wing narrative path rather than the actual truth. So I'm going to show you guys what a wannabe truther looks like and the stuff that they're reporting on and the kind of views that they get. All right, so here's Brian's video. And Brian likes to use these clickbait titles. So Brian's channel here is called The Disturbing Illusion. He's also used High Impact Flicks, Here's the Deal, several other names. But this title, More Bizarre Erica Kirk Psycho Shit right here. So whenever I see Erica Kirk's name being used in a clickbait style fashion, I always think, okay, this is somebody who's milking her name because it's a popular clickbait topic right now to assume that Erica is involved in killing her husband. And so Brian here, I think he's guilty of leading people down that path by making videos like this.
Okay, what the heck is really going on here? The eyes. Look at the eyes.
We did what we usually did before tours. We said our prayer, and we asked the Lord to protect us, and we asked the Lord that His will be done. That's what we did.
At one time, an employee of Turning Point,
She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now? Stop. What I am doing is releasing myself from the enemy's hands, where he could have a foothold in me, but also wanting justice.
So, as you can see, Brian ropes his audience in. Hey, guys, let's look at Erica Kirk's eyes. Look at her eyes, man. She's got crazy eyes. Boogly, boogly. And then he just plays this clip with this fucking music. And meanwhile, he's just sitting there in his reaction. Right? So what is he really telling you? What is he uncovering? And you know what? He gets way more views than me. He has less subs than me. But on that video, 80,000 views. Right? In this, the first few minutes is crucial. So this is how easy it is to fucking hook the sheeple and the wannabe fucking truth crowd. The people that think they're awake. Look at her eyes. She's got really crazy eyes. I'm not going to talk about the fact that Charlie's not dead. But what I am going to do is make you assume that she's involved in his death by making you look at her crazy eyes, man. Look at Jake's crazy eyes. Me. He sound crazy? Look. Maybe I'm involved. I must be involved in her husband's death. Because I have crazy eyes too. See? Who gives a fuck about someone's crazy eyes? Break down the motherfucking truth, Brian. Tell us that Charlie's not dead, Brian. No, Brian won't fucking do it. He ain't got the balls to tell you her husband ain't dead. And that this is all to trick people into running with conspiracy theory bait that she is involved with her husband's death.
Justice for them here on earth. No, of course. But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that. He's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that. I want to bring in...
The eye is the lamp of the body. If the eyes are good, your whole body is full of light. If the eyes are bad, your whole body is full of darkness. And
I'm sorry, but Brian comes off like a fucking Fed to me. Hey guys, let's look at Erica Kirk's eyes. The eyes are the insight to the soul. If your eyes are bad, then the body is also bad. But if the eyes are good, well, then you also are good. It's like, fuck you, dude. So he's leading people down the rabbit hole that she has evil eyes, so therefore she was probably involved or knows something or is covering up her husband's death. Won't fucking tell you that she's just doing this on purpose to get people to make these accusations and go down that rabbit hole, which is where the government wants you. They want you down that rabbit hole, assuming that she's involved in her husband's death. Long as you think he's dead.
And how great is that darkness? But we're not done with the strange things surrounding Erica Kirk and the things that she says yet, because right here, she tells Megan MK Ultra Kelly that just before Charlie Kirk was shot in September, that previous August, there was a private donor meeting where it was asked, what would happen to TPUSA? Oh, I don't know, if Charlie got killed.
So again, he doesn't say anything about that being staged political theater. Doesn't say anything about Charlie possibly being not dead. No, he goes along with the same narrative that Candace is putting out there, that Alex Jones is putting out there, that Nick Fuentes is putting out there, that everyone's putting out there, that Charlie is dead, but perhaps the story that the government's telling us isn't all there is to it. Perhaps someone else orchestrated the hit on Charlie. Perhaps so-and-so was involved. They want you to run with these conspiracy theories, and that's how they get you to go along with the core lie that they sold you to begin with, that Charlie is dead.
In August, before all this happened, he had a event where he had some donors at, and one of the first questions they asked was, God forbid if something happens to you, like what would happen next, a turning point? And Charlie made a really interesting point. He said companies, example, Apple, Macintosh, he said their founder.
So Brian looks like he threw this video together in like 5 or 10 minutes. You can see he's in his car and the camera wiggles around, and the video he's using has been like blown up, so it's all pixelated. It's like 360p. And so everything about his video is just super low production, like just shit it out as quick as possible. And he gets 80,000 views on this, right? So I can spend fucking 10 hours making the NFL top 10 plays of the week, because I have to watch all the damn plays, pick out the most phony ones, and do my commentary, edit it all together. So it takes like a full day, like a day and a half to get that video done. And I don't get 80,000 views. Meanwhile, Brian can be like, look at Erica's eyes. Let's watch Erica talk for a while and say nothing. Let's break down the truth and just tell people to stare at Erica. It's really fucking weak content. And I get tired of people acting like Brian is also a truth content creator. And so they put me in the same category with guys like Brian, or compare us together. There is no comparison. He doesn't tell you the actual truth about jack shit. He just leads you along with the fucking mainstream narrative and tells you that the right versus left paradigm is a controlled government operation. That's like the only truth Brian will give you, is that the right versus the left paradigm is a government orchestrated paradigm. That's like the only thing that he says that I agree with.
Led. He said, but what I've built is, will one day, if I'm not around, be vision led. And he had made mention at the end, like, Erica will do a great job running it.
Does this strike anybody else as very, very odd? In other news,
that's all he had to say. Does this strike you as very, very odd? All right, here we go. So earlier I stripped off my shirt during my Alex Jones impression, and it was because I was inspired by Alex Jones himself.
Actor Alex Jones from Miss InfoWars proves that he's still a deranged narcissist.
All right, before we get to what Brian says, how many people want to bet that Brian won't say jack fucking shit about this new Alex Jones not being the same guy from a year ago, not being the same Alex Jones? I bet you he won't. What are the chances that Brian mentions that this new actor playing Alex Jones might be Will Sasso? Yeah, 0% chance you're going to hear that from Brian. But Brian gets the views. And if I fucking tell you Alex Jones might be Will Sasso and say, I don't know for sure, but I know it's a different actor playing Alex Jones, I'm at the forefront of this subject. I get 6,000 views. 6,000 views when I'm telling you the real fucking truth. Meanwhile, this guy's going to get 80,000 views, and all he's going to do is just poke fun at Alex and call him Disinfowars. That's it.
In other news, noted actor Alex Jones from Miss InfoWars proves that he's still a deranged narcissist.
Get this off here. I've got to prove it to everybody. They're going to say this is AI, though. There we go. Worked out really hard this morning. So they'll all now study the photos of me with my shirt off. So this is the same guy in the photos from 35 years ago. or 33 years ago when I was 19. And I'm the same guy now. And it's the same watch my dad gave me 18 years ago. And it's the same barrel-chested man.
Wait a minute. Did Alex Jones just drop the number 33?
Or 33 years ago when I was 19.
Yep, he dropped the number 33. So Brian will give you the low-hanging fruit that he said the number 33. But still, he won't mention that this is some new guy playing the role of Alex Jones and that it is not Bill Hicks anymore.
And I'm the same guy now. And it's the same watch my dad gave me 18 years ago. And it's the same barrel-chested man.
Why does Alex Jones have to strip down shirtless to prove who he is? Right? What man is so insecure in himself that he has to prove who he is by his shirt? It's really me. I'm going to take off my shirt and show you my nipples. These nipples are not AI. The damn globalists, they want you to think I have CGI nipples. Those are lies, folks. These are real nipples. All right? They get erect when I'm turned on. Right now, I'm real friggin' turned on, thinking about eating my neighbor's ass. Right after I get done eating my neighbor's ass, fixing to eat Candace Owens' ass. Candace, if you're watching right now, Candace, I will eat your ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I'm going to prove I'm the real Alex Jones. Show you my nipples.
Same guy. Here I am. It's me. But you know what? The new actor looks just like the same guy. He's got the same build, the same chest. Not only The Rock can do that, baby. And so, yeah, well, you know what? If I'm a clone, I don't know it. Same guy I've always been. So, there you go.
Wow. That's quite the act for, the same guy.
Like the same guy. He's got the same build, same chest. Not only The Rock can do that, baby. And so, yeah, well, you know what? If I'm a clone, I don't know it.
I think he said the word actor just before that. One sec.
Same guy. Here I am. It's me. But you know what? The new actor looks just like the same guy.
The new actor looks just like the same guy. Know what? The new actor looks just like the same guy. But Brian's not going to fucking say anything about this. Watch.
He's got the same build, same chest. Not only The Rock can do that, baby. And so, yeah, well, you know what? If I'm a clone, I don't know it. Same guy I've always been. So, there you go. Now, I want him to take his shirt off to make sure there's not a pig's body under there. I bet there is. His shirt off to make sure there's not a pig's body under there.
Yeah, not buying this.
I bet there is. I want him to take off his clothes so we can make sure there's not a Jew hiding in there somewhere. And these same people say I'm Jewish because I joked once and said, if you're going to attack the Jews, you got to attack me. If you're going to attack black people, you got to attack me. And if I was Jewish, I'd be proud of it. But I'm not Jewish. I'm about as Northern European or Welsh or German as you can possibly get, obviously. That's why I'm the archetype of it. And that's why these guys are so upset. Because they wish they were me. Now, the point is, I'm not bragging, it's just true. Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones. I'm not saying I'm the coolest guy around. There's always been the coolest guy around.
Whoa! Did you guys hear that?
Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones.
Whoa! He slipped it in real quick.
The point is, I'm not bragging, it's just true. Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones.
I'm not bragging, it's just true. Of course I'm not the same Alex Jones. Fuck you guys, he's literally admitting it, and he did it really quickly. Almost like they were like, okay, we want you to tell the truth in plain sight.
but do it really fast and slip it in there in a way where people aren't going to notice. I swear they love slapping us in the face with this like revelation of the real, like, here's the truth in plain sight. Pow, pow, pow. You're not going to do anything about it. No one's even going to notice. I'm like the only guy who will freeze frame that shit right there. Brian isn't smart enough to fucking freeze frame it right there and be like, what? What did you just say? Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones. No, Brian will show you the shirtless clip, but he won't tell you that Alex Jones has been replaced by this new bizarre fucking imposter.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the coolest guy around. There's always been the coolest guy around.
All right, I got a super chat that came in. Says, when a guy who doesn't really look like Alex Jones needs to proclaim I'm the same guy, geez, it's like Bizarro World on steroids. Thanks, Jake. So yeah, as you can see, he ended up admitting he's not the same Alex Jones. I mean, this last 10 seconds and the way he says it, or 5 seconds, whatever, it's just very sped up speech where he tells the truth real quickly. Listen.
Now, the point is, I'm not bragging, it's just true. Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the coolest guy around. There's always been the coolest guy around.
Like, so let me tell you guys what the point is. Say Alex Jones was the coolest guy around. Right? Like, what? See, none of these wannabe fucking truthers are going to drag the Alex Jones character across the coals like this and catch him revealing that he's not the same Alex Jones.
Because they wish they were me. Now, the point is, bragging, it's just true.
I'm not bragging. It's just true.
Of course, I'm not the same Alex Jones.
Anyways, I'm not the same Alex Jones.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been telling people, that you're not the same guy. Thank you for confirming that, Alex Jones. Or should I say guy who plays Alex Jones? So at this point, if anyone fucking tells me, oh, no, you're wrong, that's the same guy, he just told you and me and confirmed my theory that it's not the same fucking guy. Right out of his fucking mouth, he told you it's not the same guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the coolest guy around. There's always been the coolest guy around. I'm going to stop now. I apologize. So, yeah, I can keep doing the show like this. Here, pull up me when I'm 19 again. If people don't believe that's me at 19, no, that's me at 19. So, yeah, I've been in pretty good shape for a while. Then I got out of shape. And so I've always had the same hair, too. Oh, you're zooming in on my head? Yeah, let's zoom in on that. Oh, there it is. That's
okay. That's definitely not the same guy anymore. Zero chance that that's the same person. It looks like Big Money Bob is gifting some memberships. Anyone who gets a random free gift membership from membership to my channel, that is, from Big Money Bob, thank him personally. He's basically like a real life Santa Claus on steroids. He gives all the good little boys and girls gifted Jake the Awake memberships. He's doing God's work. Thank you, Big Money Bob. Look at this. Oh, yeah, that's the same guy we're looking at right now. Sure. Definitely the same guy. They never swapped that dude out.
oh, you're zooming in on my head? Yeah, let's zoom in on that. Oh, there it is. That's same brow ridges, same everything. But it's all fake, folks. It's all fake. But put the photos of me back up.
But it's all fake, folks. It's all fake. Yeah, see, he's actually telling you the truth. Like, why do you have to show this? I have videos of him in the car, the video where he's about to puke and cry in the car. His head fucking morphs and glitches. You guys pointed it out to me while we were watching. So we were watching a Alex Jones video where he was having his crash out in the car, and he was saying he's going to puke and cry. Meanwhile, the top of his head was like glitching up and down, growing a few inches, shrinking every few seconds. So there's glitches you can spot with this character, things that don't quite make sense. He didn't look quite like this before. Looks like he's gotten younger over the last year.
But it's all fake, folks. It's all fake. But put the photos of me back up. And he goes to all this great length to prove he...
In other news, Ursula over there in the EU.
So guys, Brian let all that play out, and he didn't fucking take the time to tell you that it's a different guy playing Alex Jones. Or possibly it's a new guy playing Alex Jones. He just let Alex Jones say his piece and then goes, in other news, and then switches the subject. So far, what have we got out of Brian? Hey guys, Brian here. Look at Erica Kirk's crazy eyes. Aren't those crazy? Now let's look at Disinfowars, Alex Jones. In other news, see, he's not telling you any truth at all in this video. 80,000 views. And all he did was clip those 2 fucking clips, sit in his car, and play them. If I make a video, and I have, telling you Alex Jones has been swapped out, I'm lucky to get 10,000 views. That's what pisses me off. That's the thing that really pisses me off. I know I shouldn't compare myself to other channels and whatnot, but I don't like being compared to these other channels that people call truth channels or truthers. When meanwhile, when I go check out their shit, they don't say any of the truth that I know or talk about. Karen Howley says, finally made it to the live chat. Happy New Year, Jake. Thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate the super chats. I know usually you miss the live stream, so I'm glad you could make it here tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate the generosity. You usually send super thanks after I put out a stream. Like the next day, you'll watch it and you send your super thanks. I really appreciate the generosity to the channel. Thank you very much, Karen. And James, or Javid, disregard that it says James because it's Javid. And he says, any thoughts on where the real people go after they are repacked? And who is David that you refer me as? I thought you are Javid. Not David, but Javid. So it says James Matthew on screen, but Javid was saying that I thought you were Javid, but it just says James because they used to show people's YouTube names, and then now they started doing these handles, which I hate. I do not like the handles because there's no spaces, and so I preferred the old way, and there's no way for me to change it. So we're stuck with these handles without the spaces. So I don't dig these new handles. Anyway, so if I'm calling you Javid and your name is James, I apologize. I could have sworn that a subscriber who donates quite often, who is named Javid, was using James as his new handle. So I might be confused. And as far as answering your question goes, I don't know exactly where some of these dead celebrities or fake dead celebrities go. I don't know if some of them are repackaged, whereas others are actually dead, or what happens to them, or if they get to go to a celebrity island. So I would guess that it's different for each one of them. So perhaps certain celebrities get repackaged and reused again in another role, and then perhaps some of them might have a health complication and might accidentally die or suddenly become too unhealthy to fulfill the role, and then they have to get a stand-in, a body double. So the sad thing is I can't get to the bottom of it. So for instance, My favorite celebrity replacement theory that I know for sure is true is that the old Dave Chappelle got replaced by an imposter actor. I don't know for sure if it's Bokeem Woodbine or who it is, or if they've used multiple different actors, but clearly it's not the same old Dave Chappelle that it used to be back in the half-baked days, right? In the Chappelle Show days. So I often wonder, did the original Dave Chappelle, did he sell his likeness and retire from being in the public eye? And he's like on Celebrity Island somewhere, or did they off the original Dave? Maybe Dave didn't want to go along with the program. Maybe Dave said too much. Maybe they got rid of Dave. So I have no way of knowing whether Dave chose to sell his likeness and remove himself from the Hollywood scene, or whether they offed him, right? And so if he is still alive, I have no way of knowing where he would be. And that goes with all celebrities who've been replaced. So I also think the original Eminem got replaced, but I couldn't tell you where the original Eminem is or whether he's dead or alive. And Vince McMahon has been replaced, but I couldn't tell you whether the original Vince character sold his likeness to TKO or what happened to him, right? So I don't know if Vince McMahon is actually dead or alive, but I do know that the person playing Vince McMahon or imposters playing Vince McMahon is not the original Vince. So these are high-profile celebrity replacements. So I'm thinking one day I'll have to make a video with like my top 5 celebrity replacement theories and include all those. So yeah, I wish I could tell you where they go, but all we can do is make assumptions. We have no idea. All right. And then I missed one here from Lintaway, air duct cleaning, who, as I said earlier, is the best damn air duct cleaner this side of the Mississippi. And he says, Jake is always ahead of the truth. Oh, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. All right. It looks like I'm caught up on super chats and we can get back to the show. Hey, if you guys are having fun, hit the thumbs up button right now. Do me the honors of smacking the thumbs up button. We're going to continue having fun into 2026.
In other news, Ursula over there in the EU is going to funnel 290 million tax cattle dollars over to the Gavi Alliance in order to fill 500 million children's veins with Bill Gates' concoction of God knows what.
See, that's such an agent thing to say. In other news, this lady on screen is going to put $200 million into Bill Gates' concoction. It looks like it took him a few tries. I think I saw a camera cut in there. This is why I don't like Brian. He sounds like a Fed reading lines. He looks like a Fed. He acts like a Fed. He doesn't read his lines like a regular person. He just has this actor agent duper's delight grin about him that I don't like, where he doesn't really reveal any fucking truth, but he acts like he's giving you some information that you wouldn't hear on the news.
To funnel 290 million tax cattle dollars over to the Gavi Alliance in order to fill 500 million children's veins with Bill Gates' concoction of God knows what.
So I would never tell you that. What I would tell you is that Bill Gates is a made-up boogeyman bad guy. So the original Bill Gates, that's another guy who's been replaced. The Bill Gates from like 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, look at pictures of that and then look at the current Bill Gates. It's not the same person anymore. So Bill Gates is a character, and they can get you to believe that this one guy buys up all this farmland and he creates all these vaccines, and he's the evil one that you should point your finger at. So if they get you to point your finger at this one guy, it's like a lightning rod for your negative attention. Yeah, focus all your energy right here on this lightning rod that we call Bill Gates. Yeah, it's that evil Bill Gates who's doing it. Meanwhile, who are you not paying attention to? The whole government, the entire New World Order as a whole. Instead, they got you looking at these fucking little puppets like Bill Gates. So why isn't Brian telling you that? Brian won't tell you that. Instead, he leads you down that same conspiracy theory rabbit hole that Bill Gates is the evil, diabolical genius trying to kill you and everyone. This one guy. Yeah, focus your energy on the nerd. Don't focus your energy on what's happening as a whole with the government.
A better world also means a healthier world. And vaccination is our best chance to do this. Vaccines have saved millions of lives in the past 50 years. But right now, millions of children are still at risk. They need vaccines. So we must continue to support vaccination around the world. And today, I am pleased to pledge.
Look at Brian's crazy eyes. Look at his eyes, you guys. Brian's got really crazy eyes. I think he's hiding something. I think he might be a Fed trying to push conspiracy theory narratives that maybe Erica Kirk was involved in her husband's death.
Around the world. And today, I am pleased to pledge $290 million for Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance.
It's so easy to pledge a large amount of cash when that cash isn't yours.
Oh, he's so noble. Thank you for your words of wisdom, Brian. Showing us some lady talking about donating millions of dollars to vaccines, pandering to the anti-vax crowd. Look at this lady who's lobbying towards promoting millions of dollars into vaccines. Isn't she evil? Way to go, Brian. Let's all thank Brian for keeping us safe.
Each child should be protected, and more will come. Together with Gavi, we have the goal to vaccinate 500 million children by 2030.
It's almost like we're watching a movie play out before our very eyes. And while Ursula wants Gates' concoction in the bodies of tens of millions, hundreds of millions of children, Donald Trump is going to see to it that he ushers in the New World Order and the Great Reset with his big, beautiful robots.
Robots, but you're going to have to get somebody to start those robots.
Hey, what are the chances that he's going to talk about Trump being AI in several broadcasts? That we're getting an AI version of Trump, and they're not telling the public that they're using an AI version of Trump, right? So the government's duping the public using a fake Trump on screen. But Brian, he's not going to talk about that either.
Robots, and you're going to have to improve the robots, but we're going to have robotic factories plus manpower. So we're going to have enough. We're going to need the help of robots and other forms of, I guess you could say, employment. We're going to be employing a lot of artificial things, but the beauty is we're going to have more jobs than we've ever had.
And if
we're going to be employing a lot of artificial things, and it's going to be quite wonderful. We're already creating more robots than you could possibly imagine. We got warehouses filled with nothing but robots. They're going to be improving employment in this country by taking away jobs from actual human beings. The more robots that we crank out, the less employment that will be available to you. And this is how we're going to revolutionize this economy. The stock market is higher than ever. And once we crank out all of these robots that replace you, you're going to see a real quick improvement. You're going to see a turnaround like never before. The only reason this hasn't happened sooner was because Joe Biden. The whole reason why we're in this mess in the first place, the Democrats. And as you know, We're using Trumptricity as the power source inside the robots that are going to replace you. So we're doing some wonderful things, artificial things, very artificially intelligent, if you catch my drift.
Government wants all these big, beautiful robots. I'm sure there's no nefarious plan going on there. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? And finally, possibly CIA asset actor Alex Jones believes that Dan Red Flag Law Crenshaw and Sean Ryan are engaging in a psychological operation from the CIA.
I believe they both got together. They're both, they're both CIA. They're worse than officers. They go, the CIA goes, you guys are real scum. Yeah. And they go, we want to get you both. CIA as a project, run scum for Congress, and put scum in as podcasters. Agents to control the media in place. Agents in place. Stay by networks. And if I had to like on a whole board of Congress and podcasters say, okay, it's Jeopardy, Alex Jones, you've got to guess out of the 500 choices, and a lot of them are this, probably 10% are agent in place.
He's agent in place, has went on Joe Rogan's podcast, who's like the #1 agent podcaster in place, right? And he had no problem with letting Joe Rogan kiss his ass and promote him on his podcast. And here he is talking about agents in place. The nerve of these fucking people. He admits he's not the real Alex Jones. Talks about podcasters being agents in place, and he goes on their fucking show, is promoted by those agents, right? The nerve of these assholes. But people don't call him out for it. Brian doesn't say anything about it.
Which ones would you say are the #1 agents in place in Congress and podcasting? Who are deep state globalist operatives? And I'd say, give me Dan Crenshaw for 1,000 and give me Sean Ryan for 2,000. And I go, bing, 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 you are correct. Advance to the next level.
And while we're at it, let's do 3,000 for CIA asset or possible CIA asset, Alex Jones.
Hi, guys. I'm Brian. And I think Alex Jones is possibly a CIA asset. In other news, this lady's giving $200 million into vaccines. Isn't that evil? Look at Erica Kirk's eyes. She's got crazy eyes.
So I swear this probably took Brian, who's in his car, making this video with his fucking phone or whatever. I bet you it took 10 minutes to shit that out. And if I show you how many views he gets and all the comments, it's sickening, right? 5,000 thumbs up, whatever. Fuck your video, Brian. 81,000 views, almost 2,000 comments. Yep. So Brian can just shit out a video that doesn't have any truth in it. He'll easily get 80,000 views. So there you go. That's how easy it is to crank out some wannabe truth content that doesn't actually have much truth in it, but it clickbaits people into clicking. And then after they've watched it, they're brainwashed into thinking that they somehow learned something from that video. What could that video possibly teach anyone? All right, let's go ahead and get to Alex Jones and Candace Owens, who are having a feud. So Candace Owens, if you guys remember, I think a couple weeks ago, she was feuding with Tim Pool, right? So just like wrestling, these right-wingers are feuding with each other, which is a way of promoting each other. So when two wrestlers have a feud, they're working with each other. They're promoting each other by cutting promos against each other and then they pretend to fight. So in this case, it's very similar to pro wrestling, except you just take away the part where they pretend to fight in the ring, and instead they pretend to feud through their podcasts, through their content. And then you have all these other channels, and I'm going to show you. Several channels are reporting on Candace Owens versus Alex Jones, and then they milk that as their content. So I'm here talking about it as well, but I'm breaking it down and showing that they're both on the same team and they're both participating in the same charade to trick people into thinking that they're feuding and get you to pick one camp or the other. So what they want to do is fracture all these right-wingers into different camps. So they want you to have a right-wing talking head that you prefer, and then any of the other talking heads you don't prefer, you can argue and fight with the right-wingers who follow them. So you have your Candace simps, and Alex Jones still has his crowd, believe it or not. And Nick Fuentes has his crowd, and then Tim Pool has his crowd. And then you can have all these characters intermingle, cross-promote each other, feud with each other, much like a wrestling organization is going to have two guys feud. And then after their feud, then they go feud with two other guys. See what I'm saying? So pro wrestling and this political pro wrestling, it's very similar. All right. So let me show you Alex Jones going after Candace. There you go. And this Alex, oh my gosh.
Alex Jones is sounding the alarm on Candace Owens, claiming she's changed her story 5 times. This is getting ugly, folks. Watch this.
Oh, I'm watching. Holy boobalicious breasticles. Who is this news reporter? So we're watching some Next News Network, and they have 2.26 million subscribers. I can see why they have so many subscribers. I can think of 2 very big reasons why people might choose to pay attention to this video. I can think of 2 very big thingies, what big reasons why people might watch.
As most of you that pay attention know, I am not the internet police. I don't infight. I don't try to focus on what other people are theorizing about or doing.
I spotted the 666. He did it real fast, trying to sneak it in there.
Most of you that pay attention know, I am not the internet police.
Bing. Bing. I got you. I want you to know I'm not the internet police. 666 hand sign. Thought you were going to sneak that past me. Think again, imposter Alex Jones.
Don't infight. I don't try to focus on what other people are theorizing about or doing. I try to focus on what I'm doing. And so it's with a heavy heart that I am forced to put out another report, either tonight or tomorrow morning. We're adding a lot of information right now, a lot more research, dealing with Candace Owens. Just as soon as the whole Egyptian plane thing gets debunked with all the facts, now she's moved to something else, and I'm really worried about her. I'm worried about her and her mind, and I'm also worried about the country and where this is going. It's good to question Charlie Kirk's assassination. I have big questions. We know Cash Patel covered up an investigation into accomplices.
You know, guys, I swear this guy's got like false teeth in his mouth, and this is some sort of mask that we're looking at right here. Look at the way his eyes are like sunken really far. There's these like flabs of skin. I don't know. It's looking very masky. And he also, every time he brings up Charlie Kirk's assassination, he never brings up the possibility that it didn't happen, right? So Alex Jones has never questioned that maybe the whole thing is a big show, right? It's because he's an actor in the show. He can't come out and tell you it's a show because he's in the show, right? It would be like someone in a high school play stopping and telling you that you're watching a high school play. They're not allowed to do that. They have to stay in character.
Assassination. I have.
Right here.
And I'm also worried about the country and where this is going. It's good to question Charlie Kirk's assassination.
It's good to question Charlie Kirk's assassination, but he doesn't actually question it. He plants conspiracy theory narratives that there's some sort of cover-up.
I have big questions. We know Cash Patel covered up an investigation into accomplices. I broke that before it hit the mainstream news.
That sounded kind of weird. Like he had to mumble his way through that. I'm going to have to pull up the captions.
I'm also worried about the country and where this is going. It's good to question Charlie Kirk's assassination. I have big questions. We know Cash Patel covered up an investigation into accomplices.
We know Cashel covered up an investigation into accomplices.
I broke that before it hit the mainstream news. So I'm not saying don't question. But her latest source...
Whoa! Hello! Hello! What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, let me get this out of the way. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to have to freeze frame this. 101. I'm going to have to freeze frame this and blow this up. Look at this. You guys see what I see? I mean, come on, y'all. Yep. Come on. Who's paying attention? Is anyone actually paying attention? Sometimes I feel like I'm one of the only people actually paying attention. People are like, yeah, Alex Jones is a shill. Who cares whether he's been replaced? Being able to spot a fucking hyper-realistic mask in real time and actually spot that it's like an imposter character. This is a skill, right? They're trying to dupe you, trying to get you to think that this is the same guy. Clearly, the eye color's different. Mannerisms are different. Something's different. And then when I spot something like this, well, I've never seen anyone's eyelids looking like that. That's really weird looking. Go-Kart says, Wiener poop. Wiener poop? You sent me a super chat to get me to say wiener poop? Well, thank you anyway. Big Money Bob, it looks like he gifted 5 more memberships. Like I said, Big Money Bob is like Santa on steroids, except he's like for real. He's not a made-up mythical character that your parents tricked you with.
What she's done, implicating the U.S. military and all this other stuff, is just so damaging. When you go investigate it, it's so crazy. And just like with the Egyptian play, she says she has the metadata, then publish it. And when she did publish it, and they got fact-checked, it wasn't accurate. Candace, we care about you. But you just doubled down again with something even more absurd. And I hate watching you destroy yourself like this. We'll be covering it all with the reports coming out at Real Life Shows on X on Rumble.
So he looks off to the side, and then he looks into the camera, and he looks off to the side, and then looks into the camera, almost like his notes or his lines are like off to the left, or excuse me, off to his right.
And Infowars.com. God bless you all.
Alex Jones says he's been forced to investigate, and now he's laying out exactly how many times Candace has changed her Fort Huachuca story. Let's roll the tape.
All right, it's Friday night. I'm driving home, shooting this quick report.
Every time he blinks, he's got to do this like thing with his eyes. And so now we're to believe that he's going to like shoot content while he's driving, right? Like he can't save this for his show when he's behind the desk. Like, isn't that what his show is for? No, he's so busy, he's going to make content while he's driving to the studio, right? Watch the bulge out of the eyes.
All right. It's Friday night. I'm driving home, shooting a quick report.
See, I missed it.
All right. It's Friday night. I'm driving home, shooting a quick report.
Damn it, I missed it.
I'm going to go back to the office in the morning with the crew and shoot a report with all the documents and things that Candace Owens is now saying. And obviously display it, but you can go to her X account and read it. So I said 2 weeks ago, I don't know if she's being misled or if she's got some type of, psychosis or whether she's just an evil person. But I've said on air in the last week or so.
Yeah, somebody mentioned in the chat that he doesn't have eyebrows. Yeah, there's like no eyebrows here. Look at this here. Little fold here. No eyebrows. This facial hair, definitely not looking legit. Looks like it's implanted into a mask.
And I said on my show today, I said, if she comes out with a news story to cover the last Huachuca story that fell apart, we know she's bad news. Notice she said with the Egyptian planes, when that fell apart, that she's going to publish all the details soon on the website. Yeah, I'm going to hold my breath. But with Fort Huachuca, this source, this famous con man who's been totally exposed, fake name, Mitch Snow, that it was NTP USA Security, Congressman Ahmadai, and then once he came on her show, and Erica Kirk was there too, 99% sure. And then she said on the air, this is no doubt the U.S. military, was involved in this killing. And she says, I never said that. Played the video today of her saying it. Now she put out about 2 hours ago a post on X, a tweet, where she says, everyone's panicking. Everybody's scared. Another post hours before that, Alex Jones and all these other groups.
Again, he's looking off to his right. And in this video, he won't look straight ahead into the camera. So what is it off to his right that he keeps looking at? So he's supposed to be paying attention to, what's out the windshield because he's supposed to be driving, not making content. But he keeps looking to the right of the camera and he never looks into the camera.
You're scared after.
See? He always looks to the right.
I brought up this plane. So the planes are.
This goofy look on his face. The old Alex Jones didn't bulge his eyes out every 5 seconds. Like new Alex Jones bulges his eyes out and makes these comical, stupid faces like every 5 to 10 seconds now. He'll have his eyes like scrunched together and squinted. And then he opens them as wide as he can possibly open them. Like every few fucking seconds, he does this weird thing with his eyes. I'm like one of the only people pointing it out that he didn't used to do that every 10 seconds.
Folks, don't pay attention to my crazy blinking and bulging eyes. There's nothing weird about the way that I'm blinking or bulging out my eyes.
Back. Never seen anything about a plane with the undersecretary of defense on a border mission going to all these border bases and on the 8th flying into Fort Huachuca. So now it's all who was on that plane? Who? So now it's a plane.
Gotcha again.
Who was on that plane? Who? So now it's a
ding. Gotcha.
Who was on that plane?
Who was on that plane? Who? So now it's a.
There it is. Ha. Hello. So that's twice here. He's done that. You know who else does that? Candace. Candace makes that same hand sign. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's like he has false teeth in his mouth, and like it's causing him to not fully pronounce words, because the old AJ always pronounced his words like pretty effectively. He was pretty good at public speaking. He spoke pretty fluently. Whereas new Alex Jones, it stutters a lot and doesn't always pronounce the words fully. And so there's something about having a mask and false teeth that I would bet would make it a little harder to do these long monologues in public speaking that the AJ character has to do. So I think the imposter actor, whoever it is doing the best Alex Jones impression they can. And then with the assistance of like hyper realistic mask, AI, after production, CGI, whatnot, they can make it look like a regular guy in the car. Not a regular guy, but look like Alex Jones is in the car filming this video. That's just a side effect of Ozempic. Yeah, man. His eye color changed because of Ozempic. He looks younger because of Ozempic. His beard looks like fake hair inserted into a mask because of Ozempic. Those weird lines around his eyes that look like he's wearing a mask. That's because of Ozempic. It's just the drug that he took. Makes him look like that. And the 666 hand sign is because of Ozempic as well.
Plane, not her expert that she thinks is totally credible, Mitch Snow, specifically saying all these people he saw when he just bumbles into this secure skiff area without an ID card. I mean, how stupid do you think we are, Candace? You keep changing the subject in a shell game, a bait and switch. No one ever said anything about a plane. You were Mitch at Fort Huachuca. And so now it's like some announcement from the Army. They're doing this border tour, going to all these facilities. That's what those people do. And then you're like, oh, and Mitch said it was this task force that was down there, and this is what the task force is. That is the task force down there on the border. I mean, it is just wild. And now all of this stuff coming out on Mitch and his real name. And
all right. So I wanted to show you guys the Alex Jones in the car flashing the 666 and the moments where it looks like he's no eyebrow having mask wearing imposter. All right. So we'll move along to the next video. So he's feuding with Candace Owens. And so now you have all these different talking heads making videos about Alex Jones and Candace Owens. So here, I'll just show you. If I type in Alex Jones, Candace Owens in my search bar, I'm going to get up to the date video, or up to the minute videos, basically, of their feud. So their feud is being pushed and promoted. So check it out. The secular talk guy, he has a big audience. He's pushing it. Alex Jones snaps and declares all-out war on Candace Owens. Oops. Watch Alex Jones blasts Candace Owens. Alex Jones exposes Candace Owens. Alex Jones turned against Candace Owens. Jimmy Dore Show. It's another right-wing shill channel. Alex Jones attacks on Candace, our intelligence operation. So what they're getting people to do is choose a side, and they're trying to get people to choose Candace over Alex, right? And so they're pitting these different right-wingers against each other by splitting them into different camps. Like, are you a Candace simp, or are you a Nick Fuentes simp? Are you a Tim Pool simp? or are you a Alex Jones simp? They'll give you a variety of right-winger characters to choose from. And meanwhile, they're all pushing the same narrative that Charlie died. None of them are asking questions like, hey, maybe Charlie didn't die. No. So they all have the same narrative, but they want you to pick and choose your favorite right-wing talking head. And then you have all these content creators making videos about it. And not any of them are saying what I'm saying, that they're both on the same team working together, cross-promoting each other through this feud. See this? This is within the last couple days. Everybody's making videos. Oh, look, quartering Jeremy. Of course, he's going to make a video about it. Just read what everyone else is saying. Call it content. See, so this is just if you type in Alex Jones, Candace Owens, you're going to see over the last few days tons of people making videos about it, which feeds the algorithm, gets people to go watch their videos and pick a side. So just to show you what one of these guys says about what they about this Candace Owens versus Alex Jones feud, I'll show you guys just a clip.
Oh my God, it's so glorious. So the second Trump term and Trump regime has really been a thing to behold relative to the media class and the right-wing pundits. Because, oh my God, I've never seen a group of people that despise each other so much from the depths of their soul. And so now you have, as you all know, this civil war where originally it was like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, and they were up against, Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro and those people. And but then it broke down further where Fuentes goes after both Candace and Tucker. And, Alex Jones gets in there and he's sort of confusing because he tries to straddle the fence, but he ends up more on one side than the other side. Alex is close with Nick Fuentes and Nick likes Alex, but now Nick is also going after Candace. I don't know. It
sounds like a soap opera or pro wrestling, right? Oh, these two guys were friends, but then this guy turned on that guy and now he's feuding with this guy. Yeah. Totally sounds like some pro wrestling soap opera shit to me.
It's just like everybody hates everybody and everybody is, going for the jugular against everybody. They're trying to be the last right-wing pundit standing. But look, this is what happens when your movement falls apart. This is what happens when Trump's at a 35% approval rating and everybody hates him and the economy's destroyed and he's warmongering all over the place and he's so openly corrupt. It's like an insult to our intelligence. What happens is it's the blame game. People, oh, you're the problem. No, you're the problem. No, my flavor of MAGA is correct. No, my flavor of MAGA is correct. So Alex Jones has decided now, I'm all in. I'm going to declare war on Candace Owens.
Yeah, so he doesn't tell you that Candace Owens and Alex Jones are on the same team. They're both in the same club. That's why they both flashed the 666 hand signs. Of course, he's not going to tell you anything about Alex Jones being replaced or that Candace Owens is purposely pushing conspiracy theories that Erica might be involved with her husband's death to get people to accept the premise that Charlie is dead. So he's not going to break down any of that for you. He's just going to help promote the two of them and point out that they're having a feud. Lemming in a shiny metal box coming at me with a huge, generous donation. Wow. He says, Happy New Year, Jake. May good fortune be blessed upon you. I appreciate that. Lemming in a shiny metal box. Very generous donation as we close out 2025 and we head into 2026. I will be celebrating 10 years, a decade of telling truth on this platform. That's right. The 10-year anniversary is January. So I started my channel in January 2016 as the Flat Earth Asshole, and now it has morphed into Jake the Awake, what you're looking at today. So it will be officially a decade of truthing here on this here tube very shortly. So next month we'll be celebrating all month long 10 years of Jake. So thank you for being the most awesome audience on YouTube. I wouldn't be able to celebrate a decade of making YouTube content if I didn't have an awesome audience supporting me. And without you guys, well, then there wouldn't be any reason to do this. So thank you for being the reason for me to do this. That's right. You guys give me the reason to be here and do this. And it's because you guys are such an awesome audience. I stay motivated to do this even on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, right? The old me would have probably been out trying to booze it up and party on New Year's. But the current me here working, bringing you guys the truth and spending time with the best audience on YouTube. So thank you guys for being here with me on New Year's Eve as we head into 2026. If you guys are liking the channel still in 2026, hit the thumbs up button. If you guys still enjoy this content after all these years, show your love and appreciation by hitting the thumbs up button, whether you're watching live right now or whether you're watching the replay later on after this finishes. So whoever you are, wherever you are, hit the like button right now. And thank you again, Lemming in a Shiny Metal Box. That is super generous of you, sir. Double fist bumps to you. Fist bumps to the screen. Put them up. All right.
Why? Because Candace Owens, if we're being honest, has stolen Alex's thunder. Alex was always, I'm the right-wing conspiracy guy. That's who I am. Right? He was always that. And then now Candace comes in and goes, oh, I can easily out-conspiracy you, and I can build a colossal audience doing that. Right? And so Alex, I actually think he's jealous. And so now he's, oh, well, Candace, that's not actually factually correct, and I have to do some fact-checking for you, and I'm going to be the guy who dots the I's and crosses the T's and make sure all the details are correct. So now Alex Jones, the guy who said Sandy Hook was a hoax and no kids died and it was crisis actors and was sued to the tune of $1 billion over that shit, which he lost, by the way. That guy is now like, I'm not sure there's not enough evidence for this conspiracy theory that you're putting out there. Like now all of a sudden evidence matters? All right, so here we go.
All right. So there you have it. Secular talk. Of course, he's like a left-wing talking head, so he's not going to give you any real truth. He's just going to promote the fact that Alex Jones is having a feud with Candace. So this is how they get everyone to pick a side, everyone to take notice that these two right-wing talking heads are having a feud. They have all these other channels, the less relevant, less popular channels, all point to it and tell you which side that they favor. Holden says, busted shill on latest vid, Truther6242, please view. Oh boy, I can only imagine what this is going to be. Yeah, Holden. So I don't want to promote any channels that are slandering me or any shills who make slander channels about me. And so I can see the video on your channel and I can see that it has that slander channel and is talking about a shill. So here's the deal, buddy. I really appreciate the super chat, but I don't want to talk about any former friends of mine who stabbed me in the back or any channels that are dedicated to slandering me, because all it does is cause people to go over there out of curiosity and check it out. So in a way, it's promotion for that channel. So by me showing that there's a slander channel out there that uses my face and image and uses slander titles and makes what that will do if I bring it up, it will cause them to get more views, more clicks, more subs. So rather than draw any attention to it, I'm going to do the opposite. So I want to thank you for the super chat, buddy. And I appreciate you pointing out these shills and trying to stick up for me. I really appreciate that. But We want to make sure not to give these guys the attention that they want. And a lot of these guys want me to talk about them. They want me to bring up their slander channels so that people go over there and check them out. So for that reason, I don't want to show you talking about that friend of mine, former friend of mine who stabbed me in the back, and the slander channel. All right. I'll watch it after the stream ends. So check it out. I'll watch it once the stream's over, and I will comment on the video, but I don't want to show it. Okay. All right. But I do want to show another video related to what I was talking about. So I found that Candace and Alex Jones already had a meetup. So they basically used to be friends, cross-promoted each other, and were friendly with each other. And now they're in a feud.
.net/Owens. Let's get back to the conversation.
Two wrongs don't make a right. And the Nazis were terrible, and you've said that many times.
Right.
But it is true that that Eisenhower and the Allies, because Europe was destroyed and there wasn't a lot of food, people were dying of disease everywhere. He did just pen up men, women, and children in large open air. He put them actually in the work camps and starved about 2 million Germans to death. And that's come out in BBC reports. You've covered it. And all you're saying is America did that to the Native Americans. So Hitler's bad for us to then say, but we've done bad stuff too, and we're capable of evil. That's not endorsing Hitler.
So this AJ looks older, but it also has the blue eyes, and he also does the eye bulge thing.
Right. Well, they know it's not endorsing him, but they.
So just pay attention to the blinking. In fact, I'm going to mute them and just watch the blinking. So this is from a year and a half ago. So summer 2024. Pay attention just to the eyes and the way this version of AJ blinks. See? He does this very pronounced blink. See what I mean? Look. It's almost like this character's wearing a mask as well that looks more like the old AJ. But every time he blinks, it's like he has to like force the eyelids of the mask to come down. Like he has to use like all the strength in his face to make the mask blink or something. I don't know what it is, but every time he blinks, he does something weird with his eyes. And he blinks in it seems like too many times, like an abnormal amount of times, I should say. See? It's like every 5 seconds or so, he has to be like, so weird. It's like he has to force his blinks. So I catch these little things that other people don't notice.
And dumb and polluted with drugs, so they can tell us what the narrative is. This is why they don't want kids being able to read, because then they will tell us what history is. And in each scenario,
now if it just happened twice, I wouldn't fucking bring it up. But in the last 30 seconds, he's done it like 7 times. Watch, I'm just gonna go back like 20 seconds.
Well, they know it's not endorsing him, but they pretend it is because, again, that's a part of the process.
So he's done it twice now.
Process of the awakening, right?
That's the lie.
So people were shocked when I showed them.
There's a third time.
That old BBC documentary, Stalin. People don't even know about the Bolshevik Revolution. I mean, Americans are.
There it is. He did it again.
we are so polluted. We are so propagandized in the classroom, and we have no concept of history. This was why they did not want that Tucker and Putin interview to take place, because Americans have we're basically like goldfish. We don't have a memory of anything, and they want to keep us like that. They want to keep
See, it's like he's having to force his eyelids down.
us
Well,
fat
like
and
Dory.
dumb and polluted with drugs, so they can tell us what the narrative is. This is why they don't want.
So anyway, regardless of his weird eyes, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, they did this show together, right? So they already worked with one another. This was, like I said, summer of 2024. Got over 1 million views. So Candace has already worked side by side with Alex Jones. So what does that tell you? So now that they're in a feud with one another, it's no different than if Hulk Hogan and Macho Man teamed up to fight some bad guys, right? Some heels. But then they feuded and had some singles matches against each other for the championship, right? So you can have the same thing here as like a Hulk and Macho Man. Like they're friends and they team up, but then they feud with one another, and it's a high profile feud because they used to be friends, right? A lot of similarities going on with this political pro wrestling in the WWE.
Kids being able to read, because then they will tell us what.
And of course, Alex right then does his super forceful blink.
So they can tell us what the narrative is. This is why they don't want kids being able to read, because then they will tell us what history is. And in each scenario, we defeated the bad guys. We never were the bad guys. I mean, it's basically a fairy tale.
I mean, dude, I'm gonna have to like slow it down. I'm gonna go to half speed. Just go back 5 seconds. There it is. 1. There it is again. See? All right.
And then you start realizing you've never really known your country and who has been running this country. And I've been showing to my audience, they are literal Satanists. Like, we're not saying this in the haha, you're devilish. I mean, literally, these programs, a lot of these, like I did an episode on NASA, like satanic origins, like literally every time they were establishing the JPL.
Hey, Candace, why don't you do some content proving that the space station is fake? Where is Candace's content proving how fake the space station is? How come she doesn't tell her audience that everything on the space station is totally fake? How come she doesn't talk about how all space travel is fake? She'll say NASA, Satanists, but she doesn't have any content pointing at the fake space. Meanwhile, guess who does? Guess who started this channel by pointing out that space was fake? The Real Truth Channel, right? So that's another way you can spot shills. How much content do they have pointing at fake space missions or staged shootings? Right? That's another one that you don't see shills doing. They don't break down any shootings. No, they go along with the narrative that it happened and that there must be a cover-up or the government maybe is involved. But they won't tell you it's a training drill being portrayed as a real event. See? Another thing shills won't do, tell you that sports are fake and phony, right? So how come Candace or Alex here doesn't tell the football fans that the NFL is pretend fake phony football? I guess they just don't notice that, see? So there's certain things that the shills aren't allowed to touch. that I've already had my hands all over and already exposed many years ago. But they won't ever mention it. They're not allowed. All right. Yes. Floppy Chopper says, not even fake ear injuries. No, you won't hear a word about Trump's ear being shot, being staged from any of these characters. They won't tell you that Trump possibly bladed his own ear or just squirted some fake blood on its ear. They won't ever mention that. That will never come out of their mouth. All right, so I pretty much got through the Candace Owens and Alex Jones stuff. I did want to give a shout out to the News's Fake 4 channel, which I've given a shout out to before. He put out 2 good videos as pertains to a couple different shootings that happened. So I'm going to go ahead and show you his latest 2 videos because they're both short. And it's one of these videos where no explanation is needed. You guys will understand what's being shown.
One of those who was on campus is with us now. Eva Erickson is a PhD engineering student.
Like, I'm so lucky that I had left when I did.
Eva Erickson is detailing her horrific experience. Hours after a shooter killed 2 people and injured 9 others at Brown University's Engineering and Physics building, per NBC News, the survivor alum, who was a doctoral candidate at the Providence, Rhode Island University, took to her Instagram to give an update, sharing that she exited the same building just minutes before the gunman.
Whoa. So Survivor alum, as in the show Survivor. So she's a survivor of a shooting, and she was on Survivor. And this chin is looking, I don't know, a little masculine.
To give an update, sharing that she exited the same building just minutes before the gunman.
I am so extremely lucky that I was very unproductive at work today because I was in my office in Barris and Holly in that area.
And this is why tonight we honor a woman whose courage has inspired a moment and a movement. Season 48 Survivor finalist, ladies and gentlemen, your Culture City Person of the Year, Eva Erickson.
Culture City Person of the Year, Eva Erickson.
No quit in Survivor.
And there she is on Survivor.
Eva pulls it out for Loggy.
Everyone around me was so understanding. They're nodding. They're looking at me, not with pity, but seeing that I'm strong.
I'm seeing that you're strong as well. In fact, look at these shoulders. Look at these arms. Hey, wait a minute.
And I felt so accepted.
Whoa. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? I'm sure Buffalo Kelly sees it. She says, Happy New Year, fam. I'm snowed in, of course. Yes, Buffalo Kelly actually lives up there in the Northeast, and I'm sure that the winters are brutal. I am a California boy, and so where I live, we don't get snow on the ground. It gets down to like 40 degrees, and I'm like, oh my God, it's 40 degrees. I don't want to go outside, right? So I don't have to deal with being snowed in or shoveling the snow or scraping ice off my car. So I'm lucky for that, to be in in a place in California where the weather isn't too bad. But Happy New Year, Kelly, from your favorite comedian and mine, Jake the Awake. All right. Yeah. Survivor dude is buff, right? The gun show, huh? Yeah, you guys were thinking what I'm thinking, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So this person was involved in a recent mass shooting and is a survivor and was also on the show's Survivor and also won this award here. What are the odds, man?
Hi, I'm Eva. If you are not familiar with Survivor, where have you been the last 25 years?
Oh, man. My family loves Survivor. My mom, actually, before she passed, that was like her favorite show. And my aunt, and my cousin, that's their favorite show is Survivor. Buffalo Kelly says, that's a man, a reality star, and a crisis actor. Actor, not actress. Yeah, Buffalo Kelly is not holding back. Tell us how you really feel, Kelly. I feel the same way. And I got a super chat coming in from Icon says, Jake gets smart. Enjoy your live shows. You are awake than most. I would like to hear your take on Joe Rogan and his influences among the sheeple. Oh, I've said many times Joe Rogan is a government plant podcaster. He's not really a comedian, but he's called a comedian. He's like one of the most unfunny people that gets labeled as a comedian. And so his podcast pushes the mainstream narrative, whatever the news, whatever their narrative is. Joe Rogan basically pushes that same narrative. And he used to point out that the moon landing was faked, but then he brought Neil deGrasse Tyson on his show. And Neil deGrasse Tyson basically cucked Joe Rogan out on his own show and got him to admit that he's retarded and that the moon landing did happen and is real. So basically, Joe Rogan pushes nothing but the mainstream narrative, and he has a bunch of shills on his show, and he promotes these different shills, and he's even had Trump on his show and Alex Jones on his show. So make no mistake about it. Joe Rogan is in the big club for sure. And he's high up the chain. He has quite an influence and has a big audience. So, of course, everything that comes out of his mouth is going to be controlled. Thank you, Icon, for the super chat donation. And then before that, Far Tree 7 said, do you think the panda is a hoax animal? That's a good question. I don't know enough about pandas to know whether they could fake that for sure, but I wouldn't put it past them. So I have heard about it, but I haven't like spent a ton of time researching the panda hoax. And so I've heard some of these theories floated that, you know, animals like pandas are made up animals. And I've never seen a panda in the wild, and I've never seen multiple pandas fucking and creating newborn pandas in the wild. So perhaps it is true that they are a hoax animal. So this is one where I'm not even going to try and tell you that I know for sure one way or the other. I'm undecided. So yeah, I guess I should probably look into that a little more. Maybe next week we can dive into this conspiracy theory that pandas are a hoax. I've also heard some people think that gorillas are a hoax. But then I've never seen anybody go to the zoo and try and pull the mask or costume off of a gorilla, right? Like, go ahead and get inside the gorilla cage and try and pull the mask off of the gorilla and take a video, right? So I would be interested to see what evidence other people have out there that I haven't seen. Have you guys heard about that? Animals being fake? I've heard that gorillas might be fake, pandas might be fake. Oh, and the zebras might be fake. Like they're just fucking painting horses black and white, calling them zebras. Buffalo Kelly says, off topic, did anyone ever hear the theory that Garth Brooks is a serial killer? I went down that rabbit hole today, speaking of Rogan. I haven't heard that. No, that's the first I've heard of Garth Brooks in a while. That's a new one for me. All right, let's get back on this one. This video is almost over, but this was the survivor who was on the show Survivor. Just so happened to be involved in a mass shooting.
If you're wondering, wow, Survivor's still on TV? Yeah, we're hitting the 50th season coming up. I was on season 48, which aired like this past spring. And I feel to win this award, I had to have set out to do something great.
All right. And then he had another video about the other shooting that happened recently, like a week ago or 2 weeks, whatever.
She was on campus today when the shooting occurred, but this is the second school shooting that she's been through.
So they do this every once in a while. They'll have a shooting survivor be involved in more than one shooting and then tell their story, right? So you see these recycled actors that they're using in multiple different psyops.
Survived not one but two school shootings. And tonight, she sits down with NBC4 to talk about what must happen to keep her and other children safe.
Mia Tretta is a student at Brown University and was on lockdown during the shooting last Saturday. 6 years before, she was shot in the stomach and survived the shooting at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita. Lolita Lopez has her story, new tonight at 6.
Brown University police started saying run, hide, fight, and explaining how to do each of those things. And that's when it really sunk in that it was real. I was a 15-year-old girl who was shot in the stomach, and my best friend was killed next to me. That should have never happened.
Oh, God. Where do they get these people from? And why do they use the one where they smile, right? It's more of this revelation of the method slapping you in the face with truth in plain sight. They could be like, no, sweetie, we need you to do a better take than that. Let's do another take and let's have you actually act sad this time. No, they always show the survivor smiling with duper's delight.
Things. And that's when it really sunk in that it was real. I was a 15-year-old girl who was shot in the stomach.
I was a 15-year-old girl who was shot in the stomach.
And my best friend was killed next to me.
And my best friend was killed next to me. Because that's how you would say that. And here comes the best part.
That should have never happened.
So sad. So devastating. You guys, I think we should probably find a website to send donations to this girl for this tragedy. Double tragedy that she had to endure. I mean, we should be forking over our money for all the pain and suffering that she's had to go through, right? This is definitely a reason to fork over your money and donate to the cause. Look, Look at all the pain and suffering this teen girl had to go through.
And my best friend was killed next to me. That should have never happened.
The shooting on December 13th on the Brown campus came only days after Mia posted her singing at a vigil at the nation's capital honoring.
Isn't that John Lennon's song? Right? John Lennon gets shot and killed.
Victims of gun violence.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
The shooting on December 13th on the Brown campus came only days after Mia posted her singing at a vigil at the nation's capital honoring victims of gun violence. After the 2019 shooting, she spoke at the White House, calling for comprehensive and strict federal gun laws. Following the Brown University shooting, Mia posted another plea for action.
This is not a fact of life, and we don't have to live this way.
It doesn't matter how safe a state's gun laws are. It doesn't matter how safe a community is when, federally and every state doesn't have these comprehensive gun sense legislations.
Yeah, because that's what girls say, especially after they've been shot at twice, or actually shot, right? Involved in multiple shootings. This is typically the rhetoric that you would hear out of a multi-mass shooting survivor, right?
For action.
This is not a fact of life, and we don't have to live this way.
It doesn't matter how safe a state's gun laws are. It doesn't matter how safe a community is when, federally and every state doesn't have these comprehensive gun sense legislations.
A pure canard.
What's a canard?
A prevarication.
What does that mean?
A lie.
And then this guy from the Bondi bang bang pow pow situation. I've seen videos of this guy with the bandage on his head.
Well, folks, in all the years I've been calling out hoaxes, I have seen this one here. I've never seen anything as bad as this. This one takes the cake of all time. You just got to listen to this, and it's got a certain tiger look about it. But, how did the blood get all over the face here? And this bandage up, supposed to be hit by a gunshot wound, and he's there ready to talk to the media. And this amount of blood on him,
Dude, the sheep will believe anything. A sheeple will believe that a man got shot in his head and has just quarts of blood pouring out of his head, and then he just sticks an ace bandage on there and decides to hang around and talk to TV cameras. They won't question any of it. They'll be like, that poor guy. I feel sorry for him and all the pain and suffering he had to endure. Right? This is how they test how stupid the sheep are and what they can get away with. They slap them in the face with some shit like this. And then they'll be like, all right, let's see if anyone even points this out. If they don't say anything, then obviously they're going with it. And we can continue and we can get even more brazen. We can get more brazen with our bullshit. We just got to test them and see if they're willing to accept it. They're buying it. Let's continue slapping them in the face with as much bullshit as possible. They're buying it.
Defies imagination that this could exist. Something as bad as this.
Those children, kids at a festival playing, and then all of a sudden it's absolute chaos. There's guns, fire everywhere, people ducking. It was absolute chaos. We didn't know what was happening, where the gunfire was coming from. I saw blood gushing in front of me. I saw people hit, saw people fall to the ground. My only concern was, where are my kids? Where are my kids? Where's my wife? Where's my family? I survived October 7th. I lived in Israel.
Yeah. So if you had an actual open wound, it would be like bleeding right through this ace bandage, right? So it looks like a bunch of fake blood, and then they stick the bandage over the top of it. But if you actually have a wound, it would be seeping blood through this, right? All right. I saw a question that I can answer real quick from Suffocation Vacation says, did you hear Jake Paul lost and got his jaw broken by his opponent? I think it's a fake broken jaw. The super, super puffed up face looked like a fake picture to me. And so to get people to not talk about how fake and scripted it was, they say his jaw's broken. So that's how they get people to like believe that it's a real knockout and his jaw's really broken and he got what he deserved. So this was one to trick the sheeple into betting on Jake Paul, which the majority of them who bet on the fight did bet on Jake Paul. And then when they have him lose, then they have everybody act like they're all happy because he got what he deserved. So they get to see the pompous, cocky, internet fake boxer get knocked out by the real boxer. Meanwhile, they just made money on the whole fake thing. And then they show you the fake broken jaw so that they get you to not talk about how fake it was. And then, yeah, the car accident afterwards, yeah, we weren't there. So we don't get to verify whether anyone actually died or what happened. So as far as Anthony Joshua getting into an accident afterwards, I think that's just some more scripted shit, right? I don't really think anyone's actually sacrificed. I always lean towards nobody dying, nobody crying, and the whole thing being staged before I lean towards it being an actual sacrifice.
Yes, he survived October 7th, and for 13 years. 13's been a very big number in the press lately. But what an absolute joke.
Blood gushing from me. I saw people hit, saw people fall to the ground.
Blood gushing from me.
Blood gushing from me. I saw people hit, saw people fall.
Blood gushing from him. He's got blood here. Look, he's got Jesus here. Look, Jesus' wings are an angel in blood.
It does kind of look like a Jesus or an angel in blood. Because, yeah, you know, just total pure luck happenstance. The blood happened to spatter in what looks like an angel or Jesus. And this guy just happened to stick around and do this interview rather than, you know, go to the hospital.
You've got to be kidding that they could actually let this out. This guy's going to be famous. This is better than Robbie Parker ever was. This is just the absolute killer.
He's definitely given Robbie Parker a run for his money, isn't he?
And October 7th thrown in the boot.
People ducking. It was absolute chaos.
Yeah, duck for cover.
I didn't know what was happening, where the gunfire was coming from. I saw blood gushing from me. I saw people hit, saw people fall to the ground. My only concern was, where are my kids? Where are my kids? Where's my wife? Where's my family? I survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13 years. We came here only 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, folks. 7. There you go. Hoaxorama. Yes, this looks much like the same guy. I'm not sure, though. The blood splatter looks a bit different on the shirt, but clearly the powers want us to know who's running the shit show. That's it. Like, they're releasing enough for people who are questioning, and most people are going to go for it's a false flag, but a few who are smart enough will see it's a hoax, but you'll never be able to tell the 90% that just want to believe it's all just like Channel 9 and 7 and 2 and whatever a channel says. But this is just classic. This imagery would be up and running straight off the bat here. And we can see the dyes here painted on. And I mean, it's just so obvious it's all like that, but the blind won't be able to see.
All right, so shout outs to the News is Fake 4. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He puts out videos like that we just watched. So the last 2 videos were both his videos. So there you go. Shout outs to News is Fake 4. And since somebody asked about Alex Jones earlier. Let me play an old clip. That's a classic Alex Jones clip. Or not Alex Jones, but Joe Rogan. Somebody asked about Joe Rogan earlier and what I thought about him. So let me find my favorite Joe Rogan clip. Here we go. This is Joe Rogan. I'll lie to my mother.
If somebody reputable starts talking about UFOs, you can co-opt the person and say, hey, you want to know UFOs? We'll show you the real deal. But not only can you never talk about it publicly, you have to be a debunker publicly.
I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now, if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available, okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother. I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother.
He'll lie to his mother. All you have to do is just show him a UFO and he'll lie to his mother. Right? Wonder if this is the same video.
If somebody...
It's the same video.
If somebody...
I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother.
You show me a UFO and I'll lie to my mother. So that's all you got to do is just show Joe a UFO and he'll sell out his family. He'll lie to his family's face just for seeing a UFO. Gotta love it. That's like one of those clips that Joe Rogan's fans never talk about or bring up, right? It's kind of like when you show Trump recommending the vaccine to a Trumper. They like to pretend that that never happened, right? So the classic clip of Trump recommending that you take a vax and a booster. Yeah, you notice that MAGAs don't like to refer to that. They don't like to talk about it. They like to pretend it never happened. The same with Joe Rogan's audience, right? They just like to pretend this shit that he's done and said never happened. All right, Mr. D Chief says, how about what shit goes down at Bohemian Grove, Jake? Time for new subs to find out. So I've talked about, stuff that happens at like Bohemian Grove or P. Diddy's parties or on Epstein's Island is whatever made up story that they can get you to click the video or read the article, right? So, of course, you can imagine that deplorable things involving underage kids goes down, right? But exactly what and who's all involved, that we don't know, and we're not there to be a part of it. And I'm not going to believe the clips and stories they show about Bohemian Grove because that's planted to make us feel like we're getting the inside scoop or the inside look. And there is no inside look at something that is that secretive. So what really happens in the real sacrifices and the real trafficking of children, that isn't actually shown to us. That's hidden away from us. Instead, they give us the planted versions of it, right? So that they can control that narrative as well. So they could have some other place where they bone each other in the ass and sacrifice children that's not Bohemian Grove, but they got you talking about what goes down at this place that they planted for you. See what I'm saying? So if you were going to do some ritualistic sacrificial ceremony and involving minors and whatnot, you would do it at a place in secret, right? And then you would have people looking in an opposite direction somewhere else. Say, oh, that's where the ritualistic sacrifice is taking place over there at Bohemian Grove. We'll have Alex Jones tell you all about it. Just refer to Alex Jones and he'll fill you in on what goes down at Bohemian Grove. See? Just like begging for the Epstein files. Oh, I hope the government releases the Epstein files. Oh, Trump's trying to distract us from the Epstein files. This is all a big distraction. Epstein files. Give us the Epstein files. Oh, I wonder what happened on Epstein's island. It's like whatever shit they want to make up and then give you. Here's a little bit of what happened on Epstein's island. And the sheep are like, oh, yes. Made up information that comes from the mainstream media. Oh, please give me more. And they feel like they're getting the inside scoop on what went down on some billionaire's island. Meanwhile, it's all made up shit. Oh, there's Rose. I didn't see it earlier. I was wondering if you were here. Hi, Rose. Glad to see you're here tonight. Yeah, the older I get, the less I care about New Year's Eve. When I was younger, I used to, like to hang out at New Year's Eve parties and get drunk and all that stuff. And then one year, I even went to Las Vegas. I think it was maybe 2023 going into 2024. I went to Las Vegas and I saw the fireworks above the strip. And I saw Blue Oyster Cult play the day before New Year's. And then I went to a parking lot just off the strip. It was like a Denny's parking lot off the strip where I could watch the fireworks. And a shitload of other people had the same idea. So I know what it's like to go do the, the big grandiose celebration in Las Vegas. I know what it's like to go to the party where everybody does a countdown and everybody's drunk and they go 3, 2, 1, yay! Happy New Year! Woo! Yay! But as you get older, it's just another day, right? 10 seconds after you go, Happy New Year! Ah. Then it's just fucking Thursday, right? And now it's past midnight on a Thursday, right? So really, it's Wednesday going into Thursday. And time is, they made up the whole concept, right? So we don't even know what date it really is. So the whole date system that they handed to us, could be totally off. It could be the middle of next week for all you know, right? It could be last Wednesday for all we know. They could just be lying. So yeah, the older I get, the less I care about what day it is. Same with your birthday and holidays and shit. It just becomes another day, right? Rose says, a hangover on a Thursday. No thanks. Yeah, I stopped drinking for the most part. And so I didn't quit completely because it wasn't like something that was ruining my life or whatever, but it is a waste of money and it does make me feel like shit. So I basically just stopped buying it, stopped drinking it. And so some of the guys who work here at the office, they had some cognac, some really sweet hard alcohol, and they were doing shots and they offered me one. So I did one shot, and just the one shot I felt it because I haven't had any alcohol for a month. So I went probably 4 or 5 weeks without having any alcohol whatsoever. And then I had one shot and I was like, whoa. So that's about as much as I can handle now without getting sick, feeling like shit. I've heard that a lot of people are cutting back on drinking or quitting altogether because of the cost of alcohol. And so people's financial situations, more people are living paycheck to paycheck. And so they're cutting things out of their budget that they realize they don't need. And so a lot of people are realizing that they don't need alcohol in their life and that they can drink less of it. And so from what I'm hearing, alcohol sales in the United States have plummeted, that the younger generation isn't going out and drinking at bars, and the older generation is either dying out and they're quitting, a lot of them as well. And so from what I'm hearing, alcohol sales in the stores and even more so in the restaurants and bars is plummeting year after year. And that the last few years, they've seen a huge decline in alcohol sales. So one good thing about going through a recession and people being more frugal and cutting back on their expenses is they make a healthy decision to cut alcohol out of their life. So the silver lining, I guess, of inflation and not having as much money to spend is if you make a healthy choice, like stop buying alcohol and stop abusing alcohol, and you actually feel healthier and happier because of it. Well, I guess that's a silver lining, at least one good thing that comes out of being more frugal, spending less money on shit you don't need. JVM says alcohol is a scam and war on human consciousness. Yes, it is well-packaged poison, right? So it doesn't matter how fancy the packaging is. The product is basically poisonous for human consumption. And I don't care what anyone says, like, oh, a little alcohol is good for you. It's like, no. If you drink a little too much, it makes you have a headache and feel like shit and even puke, right? And if you drink too much, it kills you. So anything that if you just drink a little too much can like absolutely make you sick as a dog for like an entire day, that's definitely poison. And so it's well packaged, well promoted poison, right? So they still have celebrities promoting alcohol. I remember the Super Bowl, I think it was either last year or the year before, they had Post Malone throw up the devil horns at the Super Bowl, and he had a tall Bud Light in his other hand, right? So they had product placement with Post Malone, and so they had him throw up the devil horns and then hold up his Bud Light tall can at the Super Bowl. So you have all these people watching the Super Bowl. You show the celebrity who happens to have the Bud Light logo just lined up perfectly, holds it up so the camera can see it. And this was just after people made a big deal about that Dylan Mullaney trans guy being the spokesman of Bud Light. And people were like, I hate Bud Light. Fuck Bud Light. I'm never drinking a Bud Light ever again. And then the Super Bowl, they just have Post Malone holding up a Bud Light. Now, people are back to drinking Bud Lights again, right? There's not currently a backlash against Bud Light anymore. People forgot how much they hated Bud Light, I guess. Icon says alcohol, spirits, gin, right in your faces. And it can be highly addictive and ruin people's lives. And hey, it can also be kind of fun too. You know, one of the hardest parts I've had to deal with from not drinking it every day. Like I used to be a beer drinker and I used to not get drunk, but I would drink almost every single day, like 2 tall cans, maybe 3 tall cans. And so back when I was in my 20s, me and my friends would play video games, right? PS2 and Xbox and shit like that. And so having something to sip on while playing games, it was like something cold to have in your hand. And then like it became an addiction as far as like every day I would just drink a couple tall cans. So I wouldn't be wasted. It wouldn't really get me drunk, but every day, like clockwork, I was buying 2 or 3 tall cans. And so over the years, I noticed that the taste of the beers got skankier and shittier, which means the ingredients of the alcohol was definitely getting shittier and more toxic over the years. So when I was in my 20s, I used to be able to drink beer and not mind the taste. And then into my 30s, I started to notice the beer got shittier tasting, and I had to start mixing it with fruit, like fruit juice, like orange juice or lemon or lime. So I had to squeeze a bunch of lemon into the beer to make it palatable, or a bunch of lime. So I noticed if I had a skanky beer and I squeezed a couple lemons or limes into it, then it was tolerable. So this went on for from, I don't know, when I was like 20 years old until like maybe just like a couple of years ago. So I was drinking 2-3 tall cans almost every day. So when I add up in my head all the money that I spent and like, what did it get me? What did I really get out of it? It was just like something cold to have in my hand while I was playing games or whatever, or watching TV. So now that I realize, like, I don't need that shit, and it doesn't make me feel any better. In fact, it makes me feel worse, to cut that out of my life. It's like, why did I ever feel like I needed it? Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was one of the hardest things problems I've had with letting it go is like, it was something to do, like, oh, if I go to the beach, I'm gonna drink beers. If I go to Las Vegas or Reno, I'm gonna drink. You know what I mean? Go to watch a sporting event, you drink. You go out to, if I go to sing karaoke at a bar, I'm gonna drink some beers. And so there was a lot of public situations where I would be like, oh yeah, this is a situation where I drink beer, And so now I'm noticing that, like, shit, I haven't been to sing karaoke in a long time. And if I do go sing karaoke, how am I going to sit there in a bar and not drink? Like, am I going to order a soda at a bar just to drink or just to sing karaoke? So it changes the lifestyle, and it starts to feel almost like life is a bit boring and bland. So that's the only drawback, is I feel like life's a bit boring. Like sobriety, I feel good, but I also feel kind of bored and bland. Like I feel like when I have a buzz, like I'm more social, maybe even more funny even, right? So sometimes I feel like if I'm totally sober, no buzz or anything, it's like I have to create like comedy without the assistance of any sort of without having a buzz or anything, and it seems harder, right? Like I feel plain, I feel bored, my life, everything just feels basic. So that's one of the drawbacks of like having to continue trying to be funny and entertaining without having a buzz, right? Is that I can't fall back on any sort of substance to make me act or feel a certain way, right? It's just all me now. So there's some nights where I even feel boring doing the stream, like, oh, I was boring tonight and I didn't do as much funny stuff as usual. Maybe I should drink a little bit to catch a buzz so that I'm more funny, right? And then I have to have a bout with myself, like, no, you don't need it. You don't need alcohol to be funny. You don't need it to feel like you're entertained, right? So there's still places that I know if I go, I'm going to end up drinking. Like if I go to the beach, that's one of those places where like I always want to walk around with a drink in my hand. Something about when I go to Santa Cruz or Monterey, I'm thirsty for that alcohol, like the beach, or a casino situation. If I go to like Las Vegas or Reno, or I'm around a casino, that's another time where it makes me want to drink. Or if I'm going to go to a karaoke bar and people are drinking and singing, and if I'm going to put my name on and do some singing, then while I'm sitting there, I'm going to want to drink. So I know that I haven't quit completely for life, that I am going to end up drinking again at some point, but I've cut down my consumption drastically to the point where when I do drink, a little bit gives me a big buzz now. Do any of you guys feel the same way? Like if you're totally sober, life can be just kind of plain and boring. Beware of the locust says it's all about moderation in everything, even the word of God. Addo 1977 says, I consumed alcohol in the womb. Suffocation Vacation says, I can't be around drunk people. So there are people who can have a few drinks and keep themselves under control. And there are people that can have multiple drinks and they're playful drunks, fun drunks. And then there are people who are mean drunks, combative drunks. Those are the worst. And then there's kind of some gray areas in between, you know, like there's those drunky women that get so drunk that they can barely have a conversation or stay on their bar stool. Like they don't fight, but they're not really happy, but they get so wasted that like somebody needs to drive them home. You know what I mean? They have to give their keys to a friend to get them home and whatnot. And they're like, can you give me a ride home tonight? Right? One of those ladies at the bar who goes there with a purpose to get completely annihilated. I used to look for those ladies at the bar back when I was in my 20s, right? Now I don't want anything to do with them. All right, back to Constitutional with a super sticker. And it's a dancing pear. Thank you for the super sticker. Back to Constitutional. Or back to Constitution 1. Not Constitutional. And before that, I missed the super chat. From Fartree7, he says, in silverback videos, no phallus, no 20x human strength. So yeah, the animal conspiracy that gorillas aren't real. I'm not willing to say for sure that that's a made-up conspiracy that's bullshit, but what I am willing to say is I haven't seen any videos of anyone trying to pull the gorilla costume off of any gorillas at the zoo, right? So if you go to the zoo and they have a gorilla, then is it an animatronic? Is it a guy in a suit? So I would have to see some more evidence before I'm sold that all the gorillas are fake. But I know how a lot of things I believed in life for many, many years turned out to be fake. So I'm one of these guys that doesn't dismiss any old conspiracy theory, including this one. So there might be something to what you're talking about. In fact, maybe I should look into this animals are fake conspiracy for a future live stream. I kind of like to stick to breaking down the world stage shenanigans. That's more my bread and butter. Fake space, fake news, fake sports. But fake animals I could add to my repertoire, I guess. I'll write a note for myself so I can remember to research this. Gorillas and pandas. So I'll look more into it. I'll find some clips, and then maybe next Wednesday I'll dive down that rabbit hole and we'll watch some video clips and see what we can come up with. What do you guys think? Are gorillas and pandas fake? Or are gorillas real and pandas are fake? Or are pandas real and gorillas are fake? Or are both real? Maybe some gorillas are real and some are fake. Can that be a thing? Can some pandas be real and some pandas be fake? And then they can trick you into thinking all pandas are fake, but some of them are real? Huh? I don't know. Like, can you test tube grow a panda, but maybe there's no pandas in the wild, but maybe they can create in a laboratory live panda. So therefore a panda does exist, but maybe not in the wild. See what I mean? I wonder if there's a gray area to this possible conspiracy of fake animals. I believe Bigfoot is real. I got one of them pregnant. Good one. A fucked up world. You have a good handle, and your comment is good too. Double approval from me, sir. Back to Constitution 1 says real New Year is first day of spring. Buffalo Kelly says maybe gorillas are engineered. Rose Bell says I'm sure they could find a Satanist actor to eat his poop. Or they can have a actress pretending to be a Satanist eat some pretend poop. If I was going to have to eat poop, I would prefer it be pretend poop. I don't know about you. I'm rigged 90 with a generous donation says Gangster's Paradise by the Tasmanian Nut, please. Okay, so you want me to sing Gangster's Paradise by Aaron Haywood, or in the style of Aaron Haywood. All right, let me look up the lyrics because I only remember the chorus and a few other lyrics. So if I pull up the lyrics, I'll be able to do it. I don't think anyone's ever asked me to sing Gangsta's Paradise in the style of Aaron Haywood before. So without further ado, here it is. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. 'Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long, even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking, where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I gotta loke. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke, fool. I'm the kind of G the little homies want to be like. On my knees in the night saying prayers in the street light. We've been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they've got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the street, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got a 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. Living life or die, what can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. So why are we so blind to see that the ones we had are bloody you and me? We've been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Power in the money, money in the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking. It's going down in the kitchen, but y'all know it's cooking. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they bloody reach me? I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. Been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Whew. That's a really long song, so I didn't want to have to sit here and sing the entire thing. But thank you very much for the comedic request, Gangster's Paradise by Aaron Haywood. And for those of you who don't know, Aaron Haywood thinks I am a bloody, shape-shifting all-con. And so that is my Aaron Haywood impression. Singing Gangster's Paradise. And I'm seeing a series of clapping emojis coming in. So I guess I did a decent enough job. You know, I never know what I'm going to be asked to do. I get all sorts of different comedic requests. And I do my best for you guys to fulfill those requests and make them as funny and entertaining as possible. So thank you guys for bringing me these comedic requests in the form of super chats. You guys help me explore the depth of my creative comedic ability. And I couldn't do it without you guys. I would have never thought to sing Gangsta's Paradise in the style of Aaron Haywood tonight on my own. So thank you for making it happen. Kevin Arnold with a super chat donation says, thanks for another great year of entertainment. Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Kevin Arnold. I appreciate the super chat, and Happy New Year to everybody out there who might live in a place where it's already New Year. I'm over on the West Coast, so it's still 2025 where I live. In fact, in like 15 minutes, the East Coast will be celebrating the new year. So I guess I could hang out and keep streaming for another 15 minutes, and we can celebrate East Coast New Year. I mean, why not, right? I got to wait until midnight West Coast time. And for you guys on the East Coast, it'll be 3 a.m. by then. You'll probably be asleep. So we'll go ahead and get the party started early, and we will celebrate the East Coast New Year's right here together. Because I'm sure some of you guys watching are on the East Coast. And so we'll go ahead and celebrate together the East Coast New Year's. We can even pull up one of the videos of the ball dropping. We can watch the balls drop together, y'all. We can sing the New Year's song. And the acquaintance be forgot. And everyone is so gay. Yeah, you guys know the words. The New Year's song. Fartree7 says, hoax research list, a great white shark, zebra, gorilla, emperor penguin, koala. No! Dude, koalas have to be real. Koalas are fucking cute, right? And there's a really funny Mitch Hedberg joke. Man, how come koalas have to be so damn cute and so damn far away from me at the same time? It's like I want to hold one, but like I can't because they live too far away. I want to go to Australia and procure a koala and hold him and pat him on his head. Dude, that would actually make me sad to find out koalas are fake. I don't want to believe it. I want to put my head in the sand and continue believing in koalas because they're cute. And I want to hold one. I want to hold one and feed him a leaf, as Mitch would say. Panda, narwhal. All right. Great white shark, zebra, gorilla, penguin. I have heard that possibly penguins are fake, but I've seen one swimming around at the Monterey Aquarium. So what did I see at the Monterey Aquarium? They had a small one, and it was inside this this tank that was like part water and then part like fake snow. And so it could like get out and walk around, or it could be in the water. So like I've seen one at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. So did I see a robot penguin or what? What did I see at the Monterey Bay Aquarium? Now I'm confused. I don't know if I have seen a penguin or if I saw a an animatronic penguin that tricked me into believing in penguins. Fuck, why does everything have to be a lie? Thank you for the super chat and the recommendation. I'll have to go down that rabbit hole. I'll start with pandas and gorillas. Great white shark. What about the people that have been attacked by a great white shark? Are they all crisis actors who are faking it? Or were they attacked by a different type of shark and they lied and said it was a great white shark? See, there's some contentions I have with your theory here, sir. I'm not ready to run with it just yet. I'm going to need to see some extraordinary evidence and proof before I run with it. Rod Dirt says, this is stupid. I'm sorry that you think it's stupid. Maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe you should go to one of those channels that talks about intelligent stuff, wherever that might be. So yeah, this might not be the right channel for you because sometimes stupid shit gets brought up here. Sometimes stupid shit is brought to my attention. Sometimes I say stupid shit. Stupid shit happens. It's part of life. So trying to avoid it, it's a mistake. You should embrace it. Take the stupid shit head on and face it. I'm rigged says, is it possible to have Mag on and debate him? Real talk. I think you can convert him to our side. Probably zero chance that I could ever get a hold of him and talk to Mag. So I don't know like how I would go about like contacting him. But it would probably be like something like this. Let me tell you something, people. There's this agent on YouTube trying to get a hold of me. Let me tell you something, people. He is an agent, a controlled opposition character. He used to call himself Jake the Asshole. Let me tell you something, people. He does not follow God. He's trying to lead you away from the truth about the flat earth. Man does not come from this area of earth. Man comes from beyond the ice wall, people. Let me tell you something. Jake the Awake is trying to cover up the truth that man come from behind the ice wall. In the land beyond the ice wall, there was no earthquake. There was no volcano, people. That's a stupid shit made up to fool the masses. The volcano and the earthquake only exist here on earth. Does not exist beyond the ice wall. This Jake the Awake character trying to keep you from exploring beyond the ice wall, people, and figuring out the truth for yourself. He's trying to contact me and have a debate with me. It's not going to happen, people. Let me tell you something. I will never debate with this man. Instead, I hit him with the bam. I'm gone. There you go. There's a little Mag for you. The stupidest thing I ever heard Mag say was that Mini-Me, Vern Troyer, is an animatronic robot. He's like, the Mini-Me character from the Austin Power movie is an animatronic robot. I swear he said this. I'm not making this up. This isn't a comedy bit. Mag actually told his audience that Vern Troyer from the Austin Power movies is a robot and not a real man. And as evidence, look how small he is. There's no such thing as a man who's that small. It's a dumb shit to fool the masses. Mini-Me is an animatronic robot. You need to wake yourself up right now. That's it. That's his evidence. And what was funny was somebody in my live chat when I was showing the clip said that they personally met Vern Troyer and even told the story about how they met Vern Troyer. And so Mag's the only guy I ever heard say that Vern Troyer is a robot and then not offer any sort of evidence besides, no man is that small. You need to wake your ass up right now. You really think a man could be that small, people? You need to wake your ass up with the bam. But, you know, Mag fans, they dismiss stuff like that. They don't like to remember that he called Vern Troyer a robot. They don't call him out for calling Vern Troyer a robot. So MAG fans love him and his BAM and his accent, and they eat up whatever shit he tells them. If he tells them that there's land beyond the ice wall where there's no earthquakes or volcanoes, they believe it. If he tells you fucking Vern Troyer's a robot, they don't question it. Big Money Bob's still giving out gifted memberships. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Like I said earlier tonight, you're like a real-life Santa Claus on steroids, giving the gift of Jake the Awake memberships to all the good little boys and girls in chat. If anyone receives a gifted membership from Bob, give him a big thank you. And also, I want to take this time to ask all of you guys, for the last time in 2025, hook a brother up with a thumbs up. We're about to head into 2026. I'll ask you guys to hit the thumbs up again in 2026. But this year, this is the last time I'm going to ask you in 2025 to hit the thumbs up. So therefore, you should definitely take this time right now, whether you're watching live in 2025 or whether you're watching the replay in 2026. Whether it's today or tomorrow or the next day, hit the thumbs up. If you hear me telling you to hit the thumbs up right now and you haven't done so, please do so. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Hit the thumbs up button right now. There you go.
Folks, there's a whole lot of lunacy out there. I've been trying to tell you the truth about the Chinese nano drones implanting themselves into the anus of millions of unsuspecting Americans and around the globe. But at any rate, nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to want to vape my 100% organic holy water vape juice and cure themselves from getting nano AIDS. But at any rate, we shall dive down another conspiracy theory rabbit hole. It has been brought to my attention that possibly pandas, great white sharks, and even koalas might not be real. I don't know how to handle this information because personally, I think pandas and koalas are quite cute. It's actually going to break my heart to find out that pandas might not be real. At any rate, I'm going to be doing research into this topic. Now, personally, I think the idea sounds crazy, but it turns out sometimes the craziest things are in fact true. And as you know, truth is stranger than fiction. So maybe, just maybe, there are no such thing as pandas or koalas. So I'm going to get to the bottom of it. But one thing I can tell you, if you want to get rid of Chinese nano drones, which have certainly invaded your anus, you're going to want to vape my 100% organic Bible vape juice. It's made from nothing but holy water and the purest of organic Bibles. If you vape at least a cartridge every week or so, you are most definitely going to get rid of any existing Chinese nano drones that might currently be implanted in your anus. You can use my promo code down below to get 40% off. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, or don't. At any rate, I'm out.
There you go. There's a little Richie for you. All right. Let me see if there's any live New Year's looks. Look for the countdowns, and we'll throw one of them on. What do you guys want? Times Square, New York? See what's going on in Times Square. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! It's up to you, New York, New York. All right, there you go. Happy New Year to everybody. Bah, 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 bah. Yahoo! Bah, 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 bah. There's a party going on right here. Let's celebrate, y'all. Last throughout the year. So bring your good times and your laughter too, because we're going to celebrate and throw a party with you, y'all. Come on now. Celebration. We're going to have a good time tonight. Yeah, let's celebrate. It's all right. Happy New Year, Ralphie. Happy New Year. Mwah! Yay! Happy New Year! Woo! Ralph, do you feel different now that it's 2026? Or do you still feel the same as you did before? Actually, it's still 2025 here. So, this fake celebration, it's not officially 2026 here. I'm just faking it for the East Coast people. So technically, I have to wait another 3 hours before I get to celebrate. So Happy New Year to those of you on the East Coast. You guys get to experience 2026 before us over on the West Coast. We're still stuck in the past. JP Crucino says, thank you for making fun of how dumb the ritual is, Sir Jake, and truly a Happy New Year 2026 to you and the community here. Like I said, the older you get, the more you realize it's just another day. And it is a Wednesday. Tomorrow's going to be Thursday, right? And then, back to the grind. Now that the holidays are done, back to the grind, right? And time just seems to be slipping by so fast. It seems like it's getting faster and faster. So before you know it, it's going to be springtime. Before you know it, summertime. And then before you know it, we'll be doing all this shit all over again, right? Blink your eyes, snap your fingers. We'll be doing this shit again soon. And on it goes until we all die, right? Yes. Yes, the endless cycle. Well, it does end when you die, right? Not exactly. See, if you're reincarnated and stuck back into another human body, then you got to keep going through this shit again, right? I've been celebrating the new year for eternity in different bodies over and over again. When this body dies, I'm going to get born into some other body, and then I'm going to celebrate fucking New Year's in that body, right? So maybe I'll get reincarnated into a fat black lady, and then in like 50 years from now, I'll be like a fat black lady celebrating New Year's, right? I should be dead in 50 years. Well, I'm 42 right now, so maybe I'll make it to 92. Call it 150 years. 150 years from now, I'll be reincarnated as a black lady and celebrate New Year's. What the hell am I even talking about? Ed Platypus, Emperor penguins, not little ones. Oh, so you're saying there are little penguins, but not big ones. Oh, that makes sense. So the platypus, like the duck-billed platypus, that's another fake animal. You know, a duck-billed platypus being fake, that makes sense. Like, you don't hear people saying like, oh, I went out on a fucking safari and I saw a duck-billed platypus in the wild, right? So I don't know anybody who has ever seen a duck-billed platypus in person or in the wild. So you might have a case there. Maybe that is a fake animal. So apparently little penguins do exist, but not big ones. Gotcha. All right. Well, hell, guys. Oh, looks like I missed one earlier from I'm Rigged asking, when is my 10-year anniversary special? So I started the channel. Here, let me look up the exact date. I think it's like January 16th was my first, or I don't know. I think it was mid-January was when I put out my first video. Let me pull up my own channel and take a look. All right. So if we go to my oldest video, that's how I used to start my video before I learned how to edit. This is something I would have normally clipped out, but I didn't know how to edit back then. I got a big old neck beard.
Hello, how's it going? I'd like to address what I like to think are two of the most popular questions in the flat earth world, and they come from ball earthers or globe heads.
There you go. My first ever video. It's a flat earth video. This started as a flat earth channel. January 26th. Okay, so the official 10-year anniversary is on the 26th of January. So towards the end of the month, it will be the official 10-year anniversary. So there you go. I'm Rigged. Thank you for the super chat donation asking about the 10-year anniversary special. And Rose is saying that I missed a super chat from Davey D, it looks like. Yeah, looks like I missed one from Davey D a while back. Let me see if I can go back and find it. One sec, guys. I want to pull up Davey's super chat because he wished everyone a happy new year, and so I want to read it and pull it up on screen. Sorry about missing the super chat, Davey. Shit, I guess I was ranting earlier and didn't notice it. I thought I was caught up on super chats and thought I was staying on top of it. But luckily, Rose texted me and let me know that I missed this one right here. All right, so LaFleur says, Shady Davey D from the LaFleur Network says, Happy New Year's, buddy. 100K next year. Join me for a New Year's Lair of LaFleur special tonight premiere. Having a baby in 2026 for me. Oh, congratulations. So LaFleur and his lady having a kid in 2026. Hey, that's great news, buddy. I'm happy for you. And congratulations. And when I finish up, I got to eat some food and take my dog out for a walk, but perhaps I can drop by for a few minutes and say hi, or at least jump into the chat. So I will try and at least say hi in the live chat. Maybe I can even jump on. So yeah, Davey D's going to do a stream or a premiere tonight. I don't know if it's a stream or a video premiere, but check out Davey D's channel if you want to see that. All right. And then I think I got this one from Kevin Arnold that said Happy New Year. So Kevin Arnold, thank you for the multiple super chats tonight. And it looks like Back to Constitutional sent a super sticker earlier. I don't know if I missed that one or not, but I'm getting it now. So thank you to, I'm going to thank all the super chatters tonight. Fartree7, JP Crucino, I'm Rigged, Big Money Bob for all the gifted memberships. Fartree7, okay, I read that one. Kevin Arnold, Davey D. LaFleur Network, Back to Constitution 1, Mike D. Chief, Icon, Holden Smith, Lemming in a Shiny Metal Box, Go Kart, Karen Howell, James Matthew, who I guess I mistakenly thought was Javid, and Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning, Kreger, Norwegian Giant, Suffocation Vacation, Trout Fishing at Hood Park, and Doxological Thinker. I think I got everyone who sent a super chat tonight. There you go. Thank you to all of you guys. I appreciate these super chat donations. You guys help keep this channel going. You help keep this channel afloat with all your generosity. And we're going to keep going strong into 2026. So that's basically all I had for you guys tonight. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. But before we go, we have one last request. Looks like we got a song request coming in from Big Money Bob. He says, can I get the first Land on the Moon of 2026? All right, just for you, Land on the Moon 2026 edition. Land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Hey, take it over, we go to the moon. Then you know that we come back soon. We rove to the left, we rove to the right. Cause bitch, you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon, and yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the moon. Yes, you know we're gonna come back soon. Rove to the top, rove down low, rove so much we got no place to go. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the moon. Then you know that we come back soon. Rove to the east, rove to the west. Cause beach, you know that we rove the best. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We row, row, row. Everybody now, row, row, row. Come on, my friend, row, row, row. Come on now, row, row, row. Everybody say row, 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 rover, row, 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 rover. Row. There you go. People still requesting Land on the Moon. And I came up with that like over 2 years ago. Still getting requests for it. All right. So just before we wrap things up, I want to thank everybody who showed up tonight, even those who didn't participate here in live chat. Maybe you're watching and have me on in the background. Thank you for choosing to watch my live stream tonight. And for those of you who participated in the chat, extra big thank yous to you, and extra super big thank yous to everyone who sent super chats. I had a wonderful New Year's Eve hanging out here with you guys. And so I don't think I would have had as much fun going and getting drunk at a New Year's party, right? Or going to Las Vegas to watch the ball drop. So thank you guys for spending your New Year's with me. We're going to keep rocking and rolling into 2026. And I'm going to keep bringing the truth like I always have. So until next time, this is your favorite comedian and mine signing out. I'll see you guys in the next stream. So happy New Year. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are in the world. And good night. Bye-bye.